For me, makeup is a huge part of my self-expression. I love playing with different shapes and colors and trying to incorporate that into my daily look, which is something that I really want to impart on an audience, like the importance of using makeup in this sort of positive and constructive way as a way to preserve authenticity and as an exercise in creativity. I would say that is my makeup philosophy.
Do something a little different for this season. This one's gonna be a matte look. I think it's perfect for the fall. It kind of has that like 90s vibe, a lot of brown tones. And I usually use a lot of shimmers in my looks just because I like the lightness to it as opposed to like matte tones, which I think can be a little bit heavy. But for the fall, I think they're really fun. And I really like using warm tones especially because I think it kind of blends a little bit better into like skin tones like mine, which are kind of more olive. So yeah, I'll just sort of jump into it. So the first thing that I want to do is just take out this Chanel concealer. It's in the shade 20 Beige. So I'm just gonna put this on my eyelids, and I have my already damp beauty blender. I'm just gonna blend that out on my eyelids. I don't really use eye primer. A lot of people ask me what eye primer I use, but I just like to put concealer on my eyelids and find that works really well for me. But if you have really oily eyelids and that don't work with primer, and I think especially with monolids it can be really hard, finding a good eye primer is really key. It's a good investment if you need it. I'm gonna open up this ColourPop Sweet Talk palette. It's also really cheap, we love that. And I'm gonna be using orangey brown tones, so this one and this one. I'll just be playing with those. Let's grab a brush. This is a Morphie M514. It's a really good brush for smaller eyes, and it's just like a fluffy blending brush. I'm gonna take that shade. I really wish this had a mirror. It's such a bummer. It would be perfect with mirror. But I'm gonna take the shade Work It. It's like a nice orange shade, you can kind of tell on this brush. And I'm just gonna blend it into my crease. This is my transition shade, and it's gonna add a lot of warmth to the look. I like to do really big circular motions in this step just to like get this shade as blown out as possible. And you don't really have to be very precise with this, just like slap it on a little bit. I really like these shades for fall. Kind of reminds me of like the leaves changing and stuff like that. I need a shading brush. This is an e.l.f. eyeshadow C brush. It's just like a $3 brush, which I love that. This is the shade West Side from the Sweet Talk palette. It's a nice like medium toned like terracotta shade. It's a good combination between like neutral and warm, I think. And I'm just gonna pat that on my eyelid. And this is a really easy look. I use only like 3 different colors, so you can get it done pretty quickly. And then I'm gonna go back in with that same brush that I used the orange on, add a tiny bit more and just blend this out again. Blending is just like a lot of going back and forth. It's kind of a pain in the ass, but I think it pays off. You get that nice gradation. And luckily these colors are so similar, like you don't have to do too much work to blend them. So this is a Sleek Makeup gel eyeliner. It's just a black one. It's not super black, but it's really blendable, so I like using it to just add a little definition to my smoky eye. So I'm gonna grab this burgundy shade and blend out this black so that it's not quite as harsh. I'm not used to stoop makeup, you know? It's a new genre of makeup that I'm getting into, and I'm just figuring it out a little bit. And I'm going like a little bit above the black too, just to like diffuse it even more. So you get like that winged eyeliner effect without having to do like a full liquid liner. It's okay if it's not super neat because I'm gonna just clean up my eye with concealer. Take more of this shade and just blend this out. Just a little bit more. I don't want this more winged out than up, so. And it's okay if it's not super even because I'm just gonna like go over and blend it out again with the shade of brown that we used before. Let's grab those brushes we were using, and I'm just gonna pat this like over the edge just to blend a little extra. Then add a little more of this. Cool. Now I'm gonna just add some more concealer underneath my eye. Actually, I have just like a big fluffy blendy brush, and I'm gonna tap into this like pinkish matte shade. It really doesn't have much color, but I just use it to like help blend the top edge to make it a little bit more seamless. It doesn't really add much, but it definitely does something, so I'm gonna just blend this. And this is a Morphe E27. It's a really good, just like basic blending brush where you don't really add any color, but you just like use it to smooth out any harsh lines. Now I'm just adding more of this concealer to all the places where I usually put concealer, which is around my mouth, under my eyes, around my nose, and just generally in my forehead area. I'm not really a foundation person, like I've said before, but I have this like kind of medium coverage foundation that sometimes I use as a concealer, so that's something you could do. I don't know. I've been trying it out and I like it. Okay, so just blending it out. And then I'm just cleaning up the edge here with this extra concealer. Okay. Okay, cool. Now I'm gonna take that same like terracotta shade, West Side, from this palette, and just run it along my lower lash line. Just pat it on top too, why not? Great. You know, going back and forth again, taking the same shades over and over again. And I'm just gonna blend this underneath my eye. I feel like no one looks good when they're doing this. Okay, perfect. So I have this Revlon Color Stay palette. They have like a whole bunch of these, and this is the Rebel one. And I'm just gonna take this gold, like, shimmery shadow. It's just a basic gold one. You can literally use any gold shimmery shadow that you have and just throw it on in my inner corner. Right here. Got it. Got it. And then I'll just do a little on my brow bones. Perfect. That's all I wanted to do with that. And then I'm gonna go back into this palette because I want to add a little extra little glitter. It's like a flaky metallic. It's doing something in my inner corner to add a little sparkle. It doesn't do too much, but I don't know, I like it. So I just use my pinky and tap it on. Now I'm gonna curl my eyelashes. I'm using just like a Tweezerman eyelash curler. It works for me. And I'm just gonna pump my lashes. This is my favorite part. I feel like once you apply mascara and curl your lashes, like the whole look comes together. Now this is honestly the most stressful part for me, on top of being my favorite part, because I always get mascara on my eyelid and it's really not cute, but this is a black mascara from Thrive. It's in the shade Brynn, but I'm gonna brush this through my lashes. I really like it. The only weird thing about this mascara is that when you remove it, it kind of like clumps into goopy, weird stuff, but when it's on, it looks great, so. Okay. Nothing on my eyelid. I feel like a queen. Okay, now where is my brow pencil? Oh no. I got like a little bit underneath, but I'm gonna let this dry and then I'm gonna use this spoolie end to like flake off the dry mascara. Pro tip, if that ever happens to you. This is a ColourPop Brow Boss pencil in the shade Dark Brown. It's one of my favorite pencils. It's like a dupe for the Anastasia Brow Wiz. So I really, really like this pencil. Doing some soft brow strokes. And this pencil is not super pigmented, so it's very forgiving if you have a heavy hand. Other eyebrow. Gotta make them look like cousins or whatever. Family, relatives. I also think this is a really good color too because it's like very neutral. It's not too warm or too cool. Okay, I'm gonna blend it out. This is why we have a spoolie. Beautiful. Now I'm gonna throw on some brow gel. So Essence gifted me this one. It's $3, which I'm obsessed with. And the eyebrow gel mascara from them. It's in the shade Brownie Brows. It's a really watery formula, so if you don't like that, this is not for you. But I really like this like liquidy formula. I'm just gonna brush this through my brows and get them a little fluffier. Do this side too. Okay. Perfect. Now I'm gonna start working on my complexion. I'm gonna use this blush actually. So I'm just gonna like take a whole bunch of this onto my big e.l.f. powder brush. I'm just gonna like do big circular motions on my cheek with this blush. And I'm gonna be pretty heavy-handed with it. It is quite shimmery and like very bronzy, so it adds a nice contour to the face without contouring. I really like it. And I think it looks really nice with this eye look too. It's super warm and glowy. I like it. Oh yeah, it's the Milani Baked Blush in Rose d'Oro. And then I'll just like rub it on my nose to add a little color to it. Maybe I'll add a little bit more. It adds like a little healthy glow when you put a touch of blush to the tip of your nose. I'm gonna add some highlighter. I have a Juvias Place one with me. It's in the shade Nefertiti. Before I do it though, it's just like a nice light gold highlighter. And I'm just gonna put this on the top of my cheekbone. I wanted to add like a nice amount of glow to my cheeks. Blend that out. And just put some on my nose and my lips. I think I'm gonna use my finger instead, like more targeted right there. And now the last step is this Bite multi-stick that they gifted me as well. I love Bite Beauty so much. This is the multi-stick. You can use it on your eyes, lips, or cheeks. But today I'm gonna use it on my lips, and it's a really warm brown color. Dab it onto your lips to add like a good amount of warmth. That kind of matches the eyes. You don't have to be neat with it. And then I think that's it. But yeah, I think I like that. That's nice. All right, that's the look. Thanks for watching. I never know how to end videos. It's just like